Hey, what's up, everybody? How y'all doing? How y'all doing? How y'all doing? Wow, we got a bit of a breaking story here that we want to get into. We're not going to take too much of your time today, but we got a breaking story that we want to get into about John Morant and his latest suspension that we want to get into here. So I'm going to allow some people to catch up to this live. Let's give it about. Let me see. Let me give it like a minute or two, and then we'll get into it. But John Morant has now officially been suspended by the NBA. Officially, it's official. So let's give it like another minute or so, and we allow people to catch up to this live. Hey, how you doing? John Morant is officially suspended. I got a lot of thoughts about this, but I'm waiting for people to get in here. Let's give it like another 30, 45 seconds, and we'll get into it. Welcome in, and also make sure you check in and let us know where you guys are coming in from. Welcome in, welcome in. Make sure I've shared this. Just give me a second here. And then it looks like Ja just even released a statement. As a matter of fact, let me just get this right here. John Morant statement. Let me just get this here. Okay, so Ja just even released a statement a few seconds ago that I'm also going to read here. Let me see here. This from his Twitter page. Let's give it like 10 more seconds and we'll get into it. Let me see. Okay, so basically, John Morant has been suspended by the NBA. In this case, is not the Memphis. In this case, is not the Memphis Grizzlies. It's the NBA. He has been suspended, according to multiple reports, for a number of 25 games. According to Bleacher Report, Memphis star John Morant has been suspended 25 games in the 2023-2024 season after a video surfaced of him on Instagram Live brandishing a gun in May. Morant will be suspended without pay, and I'm going to get to that part. Without pay, and will be required to meet certain conditions before he returns to play, and will be eligible to participate in any public league or team activities, including preseason games during the course of his suspension. The NBA announced on. Let me just share this here in the comments. Where do I put this right here? Let me just share this right here. For the new people that just came in, John Morant just got suspended, so I'm gonna just pin this right here. Pin message. Okay. So the NBA statement reads: the NBA announced today that Memphis Grizzlies guard John Morant has been suspended 25 games without pay for conduct detrimental to the league. Morant posed with a firearm in a car during a live stream video on May 13th, less than 2 months after he had been suspended for 8 games. What is it, for 8 games without pay? No. Less than, man, this thing is. Let me just see. Let me open this on Twitter. It's too small here. Just a second here. Let me just open this up because it's really, really small. Just 1 second. Okay, yeah. The league found that on May 13, Morant intentionally and prominently displayed a gun while in a car with several other individuals as they were leaving a social gathering in Memphis. Morant wielded the firearm while knowing that he was being recorded and that the recording was being live streamed on Instagram. Despite having made commitments to the NBA and public statements that he would not repeat the conduct for which he was previously disciplined. On May 16th, Morant issued a statement taking full responsibility for his actions. It continues on. Morant's suspension begins immediately and will remain in effect through the first 25 games of the 2023-24 NBA regular season, for which he is otherwise eligible and able to play. He will be required to meet certain conditions before he returns to play, and will be ineligible to participate in any public blah blah blah. It goes on, and basically, John Morant's decision to once again wield a firearm on social media is alarming and disconcerting, given his similar conduct in March, for which he was already suspended 8 games. The NBA Commissioner Adam Silver said, the potential for other young people to emulate Ja's conduct is particularly concerning. Under these circumstances, we believe a suspension of 25 games is appropriate and makes clear that engaging in reckless and irresponsible behavior with guns will not be tolerated. That's what the NBA just said. That's what the NBA just said. And it looks like John Morant is now going to be gone for the first 25 games. Ja just released a statement, and he said, I have had time to reflect and realize how much I have hurt. How much hurt I've caused. I want to apologize to the NBA, the Grizzlies, my teammates, and the city of Memphis, to Adam Silver, Zach Kleiman, Robert Pera, who gave me the opportunity to be a professional athlete and have supported me. I'm sorry for the harm I've done. To the kids who look up to me, I'm sorry for failing you as a role model. I promise I'm going to be better. To all my sponsors, I'm going to be a better representation of our brands. And to all the fans, I'm going to make it up to you. I promise. I'm suspended. No, excuse me. I'm spending the off season and my suspension continuing to work on my own mental health and decision making. I'm also going to be training so that I'm ready to go when I can be back on the court. I know my teammates are going to hold it down, and I am sorry I won't be out there with you at the beginning of the season. I hope you give me the chance to prove to you over time I'm better than what I've been showing you. So those are John Morant's comments. Somebody left a comment here. I didn't see it. Super lenient, in my opinion. Super lenient, sorry. In my opinion, as the NBA, no job value to the NBA. So that's what the NBA had to say. There's a few things I want to talk about. I'm not going to stay on here for too long. I'm sure it's early as hell for some of you guys. I'm so sure some of you guys are going to work. So I totally understand it. Maybe you guys is really early in the morning, depending on what time you're watching this. So I'm not going to take too much of your time here. But just a few thoughts. Number one, I like the statement that Adam Silver himself made. It was strong. It was clear. I think this is what he should have done the first time. I think Adam Silver and the NBA were too lenient the first time, if we're being honest. It looked like Adam Silver, and not to use this word, but that's what it comes off to me. It's like it looks like kind of hands-off leadership. He just kind of left it to to the Memphis Grizzlies to resolve. But in the case of Kyrie Irving, I mean, the whole machine just came down on him. That's quite interesting. But anyway, he seemed a little bit too passive. He just kind of let it flow. And maybe some people are posting this. I see people posting this in the chat that, hey, John Morant is a very valuable asset to the NBA. So maybe they didn't want him to be gone for too many games. So I totally get that point. That's the first thing. So I like the statement that he said. In terms of the games, I'm not someone that's up here that's going to say that, oh, the commissioner did the wrong decision. But if I'm being totally honest with you, 25 games is basically, I would say September. No, the season starts in October. So maybe October, November, December, probably. And then maybe by January, sometime in January, John Morant will be back. If it was me, I would have personally, if I was the commissioner, I would have given him half the season. And the reason I would have given him half the season is because I believe that, and I don't know John Morant, but I believe that Ja needed a kind of a shock to the system. Because it seems like Ja didn't really get it the first time, right? I think Ja thought that people were playing games with him. I think John Morant took the commissioner to be pretty gullible. I think he went up there and he sang him a beautiful song, and the commissioner fell for it. A lot of people didn't, but the commissioner did. A good amount of people did. And to me, if I'm a commissioner and I take it easy on you the first time and I show you grace because I'm taking you at your word and I believe that you're going to do what it is you're telling me that you're doing while sitting in front of me, and then 2 months later you repeat the same thing, I'm going to drop the hammer. And to me, 25 games doesn't really send a message. I think half the season will. That's the first. And the second thing is, I believe that the more time John Morant has away from the NBA, the more time he has to actually work on himself. I didn't understand what this big rush is. This guy has a 5-year deal, a 4-year deal. So it's not like as if he doesn't have multiple years on his deal that he's going to come back and make money. So I didn't get, it's not like as if, oh my God, this was the last year of his contract, and if he doesn't play now, John Morant will never make money again. No. But I think that John needed some time to really get his mind right. And I'll tell you why. based on the things that we know about John Morant now, it looks like John Morant has developed a certain personality. He has a certain way of behaving. He has a certain group of people he attracts. And I think if you're looking for the change, in this case, the NBA, if you're looking for this drastic change in John Morant, do you think he's going to be able to do that in what, 4, 5, 6 months? You're looking for him to turn into a totally different person in 4 or 5, 6 months? Really? That's all the time you're going to give him? That's why the first time it happened, it was a joke. It was an absolute joke to give the guy only what, 5 games or whatever. I mean, 8 games. Not really 8. The NBA gave him 2. His team gave him 6. So the NBA gave him 2 games and his team gave him 6 games. So is that really like, oh my God, this is really going to change things? I didn't really see how that was going to happen. To me, I'm not sure 25 is enough. I would have given him half the season. Now, there's the other part to get to. The other part to get to is the part in the report where they said he will be suspended without pay. That's the other critical part. He will be suspended without pay. That's the very important thing. Shout out to Australia. I see Australia there. Why is that important? I'll tell you exactly why that's important. You see, for the people out there that were saying, "Oh, let him live. Let him live. He a young buck. Let him live. I don't see nothing wrong with what he's doing. Let him live." What did he really do, though? I don't understand. What did he really do, though? What's the issue? So I got a question to the people that were saying that. John Morant is supposed to be earning, at least from the NBA, next season, he's supposed to be earning, let me pull up his salary. He's supposed to be earning $33.5 million. $33.5 million. Okay, so if he's earning $33.5 million, and I'm going to just say 25 games of the NBA season, let's just say that's like 30% of the games. Let's just say that's 30% of the season. So without pay, you got 33,500,000 times 0.3. John Morant would have lost $10 million in fines. $10 million in fines, but that number is wrong. Why is that number wrong? Because a lot of these people that were out here talking about, well, Son got all this money. He still got 200 million. No, he don't have 200 million. He doesn't have 200 million. He has 200 million before taxes, my boy. That paper will get taxed, my boy. So he doesn't have 200 million. That 33 million you're looking at is not 33 million, my guy. It's not. In the state of Tennessee, the state of Tennessee, state tax is already 7%. He's already going to be paying the highest tax rate in the country. So taxes and Uncle Sam and those boys already going to take their part first. So what Ja is losing is his net. So what I want to know is all of the people that were hyping up John Morant, like, yo, let him live. Let him live. What law did he break? Are y'all going to be cash apping John Morant that 10 million? Are these people going to be cash apping John Morant the 10 million he's about to lose? This is what I want to know. And this is why I said the position that those people were taking was absolutely ridiculous. Ja just took a haircut. He just took a haircut. You lose half your salary and that don't shake you. Something is wrong with you. He just took a haircut. He just lost at least 10 million. At least 10 million. And for what? This is the part a lot of us can't believe. And for what? So to me, the NBA suspending him for 25 games, I think personally that's a joke. I think that the NBA really didn't want to take a hard line on Ja Morant. They didn't really want to make an example out of him. And they're like, you know what? We'll give you 25 games. In the report, it wrote, in Ja's comments, he wrote, I had time to reflect and I realized how much hurt I've caused. I want to apologize. He then went on to say, I want to read it. I'm spending the off season and my suspension continuing to work on my own mental health and decision making. Mental health. This is a term that's beginning to become bastardized. People are throwing around mental health like as if I don't know what it is. Whenever we misbehave, we can't run around and then say, oh, it's mental health. What does that even mean? It's mental health. When you were looking at Ja Morant in those videos, did he look like he was having some mental health issues to you? Did he look like he was having mental health issues to you? Did that look like somebody that was having mental health issues? That looked like someone that was having a time of their life. Ain't no mental health issues. He looked like he was enjoying himself. And now all of a sudden, the NBA is like, okay, we're going to teach you a lesson. Now all of a sudden, you got mental health issues. You need to work on your decision making. You're earning well over what, $20 million a year, and you can't figure out that you need to get away from people that will jeopardize you from losing that money. You can't figure out that you need to do whatever it takes to protect that money. You're going to the NBA to give away money? Like, this is what these dudes are doing. You're going to the NBA to give away money. Back to the NBA. Jay, sports enthusiast, NBA is too lenient on these kids. I don't believe Ja will learn from this. As long as he keeps getting yes men around him, this will never stop. Appreciate the comment, appreciate the honesty. Like to me, so I'm not feeling that. Also, I think that Ja Morant got lucky. Because if this was David Stern, Ja Morant would have been gone for the season. Y'all are talking about 25 games, half a season. He would have been gone for the season. David Stern is not going for it. He would have suspended Ja Morant for the season. He's like, ain't no way we're going to let somebody mess up our money. There's no way. The NBA is always ready to find the next star. They're always ready to promote the next guy. There's no way. So to me, I thought half a season, I thought that would have sent the message on two fronts. Number one, it would have sent the message to Ja Morant that, hey, look, we're serious about this. And I think the league would have sent a larger message to his sponsors and to his fans like, listen, we're going to clean this up. So to me, man, we'll wait and see. Ja said he's going to work on himself and do all of those different things. But we got to wait and see. We gotta definitely wait and see. But for me, man, I think 25 games is a little bit too low. And I don't understand why these guys come to the NBA to throw money away. Don't even get me started on Zion Williamson. I see people posting about Zion Williamson in the chat. Don't even let me get started on Zion Williamson, man. Giving out $100,000 every month. Don't even let me get started on Zion. Zion just up there throwing away money. Throwing it away. He's like, you want some? Here, take it. 100,000? 100,000, bro, 100,000. 100,000 a month? What is your game like? What you be saying? Bro, how do you even walk? How you walking? Like, what kind of energy you giving off that you feel like, okay, wait, I can't do it. So let me just hit you off for bread every month. Like, I don't understand. You got to get your swag game together, bro. How are you doing? Like, why are you doing that? Like, why are you doing? How do you walk up to people? Like, what are you saying? You a 6'6" dude that plays in the NBA, and you're coming off like some guy that cuts grass for a living. What are you saying to these people that they can feel like, oh, well, I don't know how to say how are you, so here's $100K a month. Like, what? I don't understand it. I don't know where dudes be getting their swag from. Because clearly something is off with the swag. Yeah, Men's Health every 5 minutes. He's laughing, screaming. It's a parade inside my city. Yeah. No, it has nothing to appreciate the. It has nothing to do with the. It has nothing to do with the selection. It has everything to do with you and your energy and your swag and what is it you're exuding. Like if they see you, oh, this dude, come on, like I don't want to say what I want to say, but come on, like the way you come off at that level. I mean, you're the pro. Anyway, I didn't want to get into that, but anyway, I didn't want to get into that. But back to this thing. Exactly, it goes back to confidence. It goes back to self-confidence. It goes back to self-confidence. That's what it goes back to. Son, your bop, your swag, bro, your walk, you got your talk, you got to walk in like, come on, like, what are you doing? Anyway, we'll talk about that later. Anyway, back to this report here. So Ja looks like he's going to be getting 25 games. Some people are considering that a slap on the wrist, but to me, man, we'll have to wait and see. Ja Morant didn't strike me as somebody that was serious the first time it happened, because the minute he came back and his teammate got in front of that mic and he went up there and said it's a parade inside my city, yeah, I was like, this dude is not serious. This dude is not serious. So we got to wait and see. We got to wait and see. But if something like this occurs again, it's going to be a terrible look for the NBA. It's going to be a terrible look. It's going to be a terrible look. The fact that Ja even said, oh my God, when they asked him, so who did the weapon belong to? He's like, it wasn't mine. So why are you flashing a weapon that does not belong to you on Instagram Live? Why are you doing that if it's not yours? So to me, I don't understand Ja, but that's what the report says. We'll have to wait and see. But we have to wait. The NBA is becoming a clown show. Yeah, we got to wait and see. We got to wait and see. But I think 25 games is a little bit too lenient. I would have gone for half the season. And I would have been like, see you when I see you. That's it. Half the season. That's it. And then you use that time to really work on yourself. But Zion finessed the NBA. And yeah, Zion, man, Zion is I don't know where Zion grew up at. For real. I don't know where Zion grew up at. Like, come on. You're Zion Williamson. You play for the NBA. You're Zion Williamson and you play for the NBA. You're a 6'6" NBA player, and you're running around trying to convince people. Like, what? Problem is these young Cubs and their toxic behavior are getting way overpaid just for dribbling the basketball. They don't deserve the max contract endorsements. Appreciate the comment. To me, listen, I think it comes down to I also think it comes down to the veterans. A lot of these guys that we look at in the past, that we look at as mature NBA players or whatever, they all have vets. But now as the league is getting younger and younger, you have a lot of young guys being led by younger guys. And it's really important to have a mentor and somebody that can steer you in the right direction that you can look up to. You know, just a second here. I just got a report. What did he say? J. Cole is now part of the new ownership of the Charlotte Hornets. We're getting this here from one of the teammates here at Dreamers. But J. Cole is now, bro, man. Listen, it's too much news. It's too much news. He said these youngins don't want to listen to nobody. That could be true, but I mean, that's why you have parents, man. And the parents can't be afraid to discipline their children. I think it's all based on how you raise your kids, really. Now, obviously, the environment that they're in is going to have a is going to play a big role on how kids behave. But I believe that if kids have like a solid foundation in terms of the things that they're being taught at home, it will at least cause them to think twice. I would like to believe that. I would really like to believe that, because there's some guys that came up in rough areas, but they still got their head on their shoulders. There's some guys that came up in rough areas and they still were able to figure it out. They were still able to figure it out. There are a lot of guys that went to there's some guys in the NBA that went to Compton. They came from Compton and all of these different places around the country. They go to the NBA and they're able to figure it out. Look at DeMar DeRozan. DeMar DeRozan, I believe, is from Compton, California. And DeMar DeRozan didn't use that. Patrick Beverley is another one. He didn't use that as an excuse to basically behave like a knucklehead, because he understood two things. Number one, I don't want to go back to where I came from. And number two, I want to be example to the people that are looking up to me. So I'm not, the environment plays a role too. But as somebody just said, it also comes down to the individual. It comes down to the individual in terms of their contract. Keyshawn Johnson is another one. And there's so many. Now, there's some guys that can't get it right. For example, Ron Artest. Ron Artest was from Queensbridge, New York, and he had some issues in the NBA. So sometimes it does kind of play itself out, but other guys are also able to figure it out. So to me, but in Ja Morant's case, I'm not sure that Ja Morant came from that element. I'm not sure if Ja Morant came from that element. I am not sure. So Allen Iverson also had his things. But so to me, man, I don't know, but we'll see. We'll see. So basically, that's a report I wanted to give you guys. We got a lot more content coming out later today, so be on the lookout for that. I'm not talking about J. Cole and the Hornets, but I just wanted to give you guys that news. So you guys let me know what you think about this suspension. How many games would you have given Ja? Do you think 25 is enough half the season or the entire season? Whatever you guys think, leave your thoughts in the comments, man. Thank you guys for being a part of this live. We catch you on the next one. Peace.